Hello, I'm Steve with Pacific Exteriors, Director of Operations, and if you're watching this video, you're probably interested in learning about how long it takes to complete your project. Most projects take 3 to 4 months, but it also depends on what's involved. Over the next few minutes, we'll go through the things you can do to help keep things on track along with your project manager. After signing the contract with us, it goes through a vetting process internally, which takes about 1 to 2 business days. On the end of that second business day, you'll receive a call to set up your pre-construction meeting, where you'll have an in-person meeting with your project manager to go over the scope details, confirm what's being done, and maybe make some changes at the same time. Once that meeting has been set up, you'll also receive a call from accounting to discuss whatever financing options you're interested in, or just discuss the payment plan with cash or check. So now we have the pre-construction meeting set and the accounting call over with, and this puts us 3 to 4 days into the process after signing the contract. Keep in mind that most pre-construction meetings get set 7 to 10 days from that phone call just because of your current schedule and our project manager's current schedule. You have some time before that meeting is going to occur, and it's extremely important that all decisions have been made at that point. So if you were thinking about adding shingles in the gable or a belly band accent on the left side of the garage, or even just unsure about what colors you're going to paint, it's really important to have figured those things out before that meeting so that we can ensure that the timeline stays on track. We also offer a third-party design service, so if some of those decisions haven't been made, we certainly stress that you utilize that to help make those decisions. So let's do a quick recap. We've signed the contract, we've met with accounting, we've met with our project manager. We're now 3 to 4 weeks into this process from originally signing the contract. And you'd probably think, why aren't we starting? There's a lot of things happening in the background. We're pulling permits if they're necessary, we're ordering materials, we're lining up the schedules with our subcontractors. So know that this isn't wasted time, and we're still not quite ready to start. 2 to 3 weeks from your pre-construction meeting, most projects begin. Keep in mind that now we are about 2 months past signing that contract. Your start is dependent on the materials that are provided for it, and if you have specialty products like windows or longboard as an example of a specialty siding, it can extend that timeline and the start would begin later on. Regardless of what you're under contract for with us, we break our work up into 3 main phases, and that will be siding, roofing, and painting. If you have things like windows or soffit in scope, those will just be done inside of one of those 3 main phases. On average, the entire installation process of the siding phase will take 2 to 3 weeks. The entire installation of the roofing phase will take 1 to 2 weeks. And the entire installation of the painting phase will take 1 to 14 days. Your project manager will give you a much more precise timeline to your specific scope at that pre-construction meeting. These phases do run consecutively, but there is a gap between each phase. This is an opportunity for you and your project manager to meet at the end of the phase, walk it together, and just make sure that everything is as you expected. In many of these cases, a punch list is made and the guys come back to correct it before the next phase begins. Now that we've defined the average timeline for siding, roofing, and painting, let's talk about things that can extend that timeline. First thing is going to be schedule alignment between you and your project manager. You have a busy life and my project managers have a busy schedule. So it's finding that opportunity where you can be there and they can be there at the same time to walk the home and make sure that everything is as it's supposed to be. Another common factor is going to be the weather. With both roofing and painting, weather's absolutely important. If it rains, we have to stop and we cannot resume until those things end. Specialty materials are also going to be a factor. If you have special windows or sidings on your home that are going to have a longer lead time, we can't even begin until those things arrive. And then the last major factor in extending the timeline is rot replacement, and that can absolutely push things out by a couple days, if not in some extreme cases, a week or 2. So to ensure that your project goes smoothly, it's important that you communicate clearly with your project manager, that you make quick decisions in the design process so that we can get your orders placed quickly, and you stay flexible, building in a buffer time to this whole experience because construction is not an exact science. Now that you have a better idea of the renovation timeline and the factors that can affect it, you're one step closer to a smoother project. I also want to say that it's much more important that things are done correctly than quickly. We do want to make sure your job is done quickly, but it's more important to us that it's done right than fast. For more tips on improving your home, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.